MAEVE McDormand last updated 1505, March 6, 2018. Frances McDormand, Gary Oldman and The Shape of Water were the big winners of Sunday night's Oscars ceremony. Even at the Me Too Oscars, two men accused of domestic abuse won two of the night's biggest awards. And their wins were greeted with a shrug. Gary Oldman won his first career Oscar on Sunday, local time, for his performance as Winston Churchill in Darkest Hour. Oldman was a clear favorite in the category, sweeping the precursor awards to the Oscars and winning the Golden Globe's Best Actor in a Drama trophy. And Kobe Bryant, another first-time winner, took home the trophy for Best Animated Short with Dear Basketball, a 6-minute film based on a poem Bryant wrote in 2015 announcing his retirement from the NBA. Gary Oldman's ex-wife Tanya Fiorentino said in her divorce papers that the actor choked and beat her in front of their young children. Both men were applauded on the Oscars stage and on social media, with fans celebrating Oldman's first career Oscars win in his celebrated Hollywood history, and Bryant adding a different kind of trophy to his collection of sports-related honors. Read more, how #MeToo and Hollywood's sexual harassment schedules will affect the Oscars. #MeToo. The most surprising casualty? America's chicken farmers remain Greer challenges #MeToo campaign. It's as if neither man has a history of alleged harassment and abuse. At face value, the Oscars were full of rhetoric celebrating women's achievements and honoring the Me Too and Time's Up movements. But Oldman and Bryant's wins revealed how much Hollywood really cares about purging the industry's toxic men. Not as much as advocates hoped. In Kobe Bryant's case, the then NBA star was arrested for sexual assault in 2003 after a hotel employee in Eagle, Colorado, accused him of rape. Call it classic Hollywood hypocrisy, or a failure of the Academy voting bloc to subscribe to the Me Too movement's message, but the Oscars sent a clear message to its problematic men on Sunday, that their time may not be up just yet. The claims against Oldman came in 2001, when Oldman's ex-wife Tanya Fiorentino said, in her divorce papers, that the actor choked and beat her in front of their young children. As I picked up the phone to call the police, Gary put his hand on my neck and squeezed, she claimed in papers filed in LA Superior Court. I backed away, with the phone receiver in my hand. I tried to dial 911. Gary grabbed the phone receiver from my hand, and hit me in the face with the telephone receiver 3 or 4 times. Both of the children were crying. Oldman denied Fiorentino's claims, and charges were never filed against him. In Bryant's case, the then NBA star was arrested for sexual assault in 2003 after a hotel employee in Eagle, Colorado accused him of rape. The case was eventually dropped after Bryant's accuser refused to testify, with Bryant's defense strategy relying on questioning the victim's reputation. Bryant publicly admitted to having a sexual encounter with his accuser, though he claimed it was consensual, and settled a civil lawsuit for an undisclosed amount. Contrary to the myth that rape or assault charges are instant career enders for the accused men, both Oldman and Bryant went on to have illustrious professional lives following their respective accusations, capped off by their Oscar win Sunday. Save for several articles and some social media buzz resurfacing their allegations, there was no wave of backlash greeting either man's win. And for all the ceremony's uplifting moments that were meant to signal a shift in Hollywood following last year's Harvey Weinstein revelations, the 2018 Oscars actually did worse on the whole, awarding accused rapists and domestic abusers front in last year's awards, which controversially awarded Casey Affleck the Best Actor trophy after 2 lawsuits resurfaced that accused him of alleged sexual harassment. Yet, even as Oldman racked up all of the early awards, making Sunday's win a near inevitability, the awards season seemed to be shifting in other ways that suggested a more evolved industry post-Weinstein. Me Too dominated the awards season rhetoric. Celebrities wore all black to the Golden Globes in solidarity with Time's Up, though they quickly abandoned the dress code at the ensuing awards. James Franco, who won the Golden Globe Award for Best Actor in a Comedy before facing mounting accusations of sexual misconduct, did not receive an Oscars nod, suggesting the backlash reached a critical mass among Oscars voters. And Affleck, who had been scheduled to present the Best Actors category at Sunday's awards, withdrew his appearance, with the Oscars skirting what would have likely been a controversial moment. All that made Oldman and Bryant's wins, which arrived in between a series of rousing speeches from actresses promoting the work of women in Hollywood and praising the Time's Up movement, all the more frustrating. For the two steps forward the industry has seemingly taken over the last few months, Oldman and Bryant's wins were a step back, proof that Oscar voters, and some portion of Hollywood at large, are willing to separate male artists led to violent histories from their art, and honor them on the industry's highest levels. And that's a tragedy, for the Academy, for the women working to change Hollywood for the better, and for movie fans everywhere. MCT